Hi guys. So for this video, for those of you who are new, my name is Christine. Thank you for checking out this video. I wanted to kind of go over a couple of things. So another life update, so to speak. Well, it's pretty much is a life update. So because I have some good updates, and so I wanted to share that. Especially because I've been getting a lot of well wishes, not only for me, but for my grandma. And so I wanted to give you an update on that for anyone that is curious. So a couple things you will have noticed. I did not do a catwalk TBR game for the month of August. I was just so tired and I just couldn't fit it in. So I would say, out of my reading slump. I'm looking forward to reading. I've already read 10 books this month. Granted, they were all like, I think the longest was 127 pages, and then 6 books were 47 pages each because they were movie scrapbooks for the Harry Potter world, Christmas, Diagon Alley, Dark Arts, stuff like that. So, and those are all the movie scrapbooks I have, so I can finally put those away. So that'll be good. They won't just be sitting collecting dust. So that's good. And then two graphic novels is what I've read so far. Now, I am reading a book, and it turns out it is a cozy mystery. Love cozy mysteries, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this one. So, it's The Unkindness of Ravens. I can't think of the author's name right off the top of my head. Anyway, so updates regarding myself. So a while ago I had a doctor tell me he found a lump in one of my breasts, and so there was this concern, of course, that there's something going to go on with cancer because breast cancer does run in my family. The good news is, with my last checkup, which has been every 6 months because they've had to keep an eye on it. Normally if you start to go and have your mammograms, that's every year, at least here in the United States. So my last 6 months appointment, they finally said things are stable and are stable or have stabilized. And so now you can just come in every 1 year rather than every 6 months. So I am so relieved and so happy about that. Obviously, if something changes, I would go in much sooner. So that's that. I'm just really happy about that. Okay, so I am on the schedule to get the spinal cord stimulator on my back. It's the last half week of August. I'll get it installed on August 30th because my doctor only does those surgeries on Tuesdays. And then the trial stimulator, unfortunately, has to come out on a Friday or they'll remove it. And then once they know, one, that it works for me, and two, how many hertz I use to try and keep the pain manageable and under control, they'll know what type of battery to use, and then they have to get approval from the insurance, and then the official surgery. So, we're on the right path now. Things are starting to move forward. So that's good news there. The second thing, as you guys know, for those who saw the video, my grandma fell. She is doing so much better. She's back in her home. She is supposed to get up and walk, but sometimes she is just too tired and stubborn and doesn't want to do that. So stubbornness does run in my family on both sides. Anyway, but she is doing so much better. She did have, or she is struggling with a case of gout in her hands, or in her one hand. And she had a finger that got really infected, and then her middle finger started to swell up, and it was her pointer finger and her middle finger. They went to a hand specialist, and that doctor wanted to amputate the hand, or the finger that had he called it raging gout. So he wanted to amputate that finger. Thankfully, my grandma not only said no, but my aunt that went with her also said heck no. And so they've been just trying to keep an eye on it and manage the infection and try to get it down and just keep on it and keep trying to clean it a little bit more often. I don't know if they're going to end up going to a different doctor for a second opinion or going to the same one, because where they're in a small town, options are kind of limited. and I don't know how far they'd have to drive to get a second opinion, but I mean, and he also said her hand is full of arthritis, which, you know, that's life and that's age. So arthritis is also very prevalent in my family, which I think that's a lot for a lot of people. But thankfully it's looking so much better. And so we're hoping he was just like one of those, you know how you hear some doctors are just like pill happy, where they're very happy to prescribe medication, and you want to avoid doctors like that because they want to give a prescription for anything, and then you end up with toxic doses of stuff and levels and combinations. And we are hoping he was just like a slice and dice happy type of a specialist. So, but her finger is looking so much better for what I hear. So thank you for everyone who sent prayers and well wishes her way. She is doing so much better. And it looks like the infection is starting to clear up. Obviously it's slow, but it is clearing up ultimately, because it does look better. So that's the updates. I'm trying to think if there's something else I wanted to tell you, which there's really nothing else. Those are all the stuff that I've told you, and I wanted to give you, I know the last update wasn't, you know, was kind of more bleak and down and bad news or sad news, and so I wanted to give you more of an update that was uplifting and good news. So here's all the good news. So that's going to be my update, or my official life update of what's going on right now. So you will have seen before this video posts my library book haul. I am still so very excited to get to all of those books. So yeah, and I hope to film, I don't know when I'll be able to film my September Catwalk TBR. I may just try to film it really early in the month and then edit it and schedule it. I think that's going to be the best thing. But it'll depend on how I'm feeling as far as pain, if I can stand to do that. My pain is a little bit better. I think that fall out of my bed kind of jarred things differently, so the pain is a little less. Although, of course, the pain does increase as the day goes on, but it is better. So that's better too. So we'll see. I do want to get that filmed. I just don't know when I'll be able to. Maybe I'll try and film it today. I don't know. If not, then I'll do it a different day. So we will see. If I'm still feeling good after a little bit, then maybe I will film it today. I don't know, because it's not like I'm going to be getting any punishments, because I'm pretty much saying I'm trying to low-key participate in a couple of different readathons. So I'm kind of like just picking a prompt and then kind of mood reading my way, and it's like, then I'll look at the book when I complete it, and then I'll try to see if it fits any prompts. So is what I'm doing. So we'll see. But I am thoroughly enjoying reading again, and I want this to keep going, because slumps are not fun, but you just gotta ride them out sometimes. So that's gonna be it for this update. I just wanted to give you guys all that good news. So I am happy to have some good news at least. So that'll be it for this video. If you want to follow me on any of my other social media platforms, I have my Goodreads linked below, which that will give you more real time of what I'm currently reading and what I finished and what I rate it. I don't always do reviews on Goodreads. I want to get more into that. Part of it was when I'm having excessive pain, sometimes it's hard to think about that. So I just rate it and move on. So that's just the easiest thing, try to make it a little easier. But I do want to get back into actually doing a review, so on Goodreads. But that'll keep you updated with what I'm currently reading, what I finished, and what I've at the very least rated it. I have two Instagrams. I have my personal Instagram, which is open to anyone that wants to follow me. That one I post just life stuff, pictures of my mom, pictures of the animals, so of Hobart and Max, who are the pugs of the house, and then my cat, Ophelia, my little baby. So I post that. Any arts and crafts I do goes onto my personal Instagram. So I've done, to try and keep my mind off of the pain as much as possible, I've been doing a lot of bookmarks. So and by doing bookmarks, I mean I've been cross-stitching a lot of bookmarks. I'm hoping to do those as gifts and make enough for all of my aunts and uncles and my mom and her boyfriend and my grandparents. So, and then I'm thinking of also doing ones for my supervisor and my boss at work because they have been so supportive of me. I don't know if I'll be able to do one for all of my coworkers, but the thing is, where I've been working from home and they're in and out of the office, I've kind of lost touch with some of them a little bit. We're still good, still good coworkers, but I have a couple of new coworkers where, because I haven't worked with them very much, I don't know much of their interests or if they even love to read. And so I don't want to give them something where they're not gonna find any use for it, and so I don't know. Still thinking about that. We'll see. It depends on if I have time or if my hand cramps up and then I'm like, nope, I'm done making cross-stitching bookmarks for a bit. So anything like that. I love to do puzzles, and so if when I get back to being able to do puzzles, it'll go on my personal Instagram as well. So it's things like that, just random pictures. Bookstagram I will also have linked below, so it's strictly for books, and I'll just put like pictures of individual books or stacks of books, and that's pretty much it. And I'll try and do some reviews on Instagram as well when I post an individual book. Sometimes I've struggled with that, but that's what I use Bookstagram for, so I do try to keep those just a little bit separate. And I don't know why I started that. Would have just been easier to do one, but it is what it is. I also have a Twitter. I'll leave that link below, but I'm not that active on Twitter. Most of the stuff, I would say 98% of the stuff I post on Twitter, when I do post, is quotes from books that I particularly enjoy. So that's going to be on Instagram, or not Instagram, on Twitter, is mostly quotes. Sometimes I'll tweet some random stuff, but it's mostly book quotes on Twitter. There's just so much drama on Twitter and so much hate between people. I really don't want to see that, so I don't go on Twitter very often. And when I do, I try to post something good and something enjoyable. I also have like an Amazon wish list that I have because me personally, I love to go look at other people's wish lists and see what they're interested in reading, and then I'll find stuff all the time when I go to, like, for example, Becca in the Books. When her wish list is public, I will look at it and then I'll find books that I go, holy cow, that book looks so good. And then I add it to my want to read pile. So yeah, rather than just hearing them talk about, certain books, and sometimes there's other books that they don't review, and so I want to see what they're interested in. And I find that very interesting. So that's there if you want to see what I'm interested in. Please do not feel like you have to get anything, because I certainly look at wish lists all the time of people, and I don't even get them anything. So it's there just because I really enjoy, looking at what people are interested in. Plus, it's there so that when I go, I'm ready to purchase another book, I can't leave the house and go to a bookstore, but these are the books I am the most interested in right now, then I can go to my wish list and I could say, I'm getting a book from there because these are what I'm really interested in reading. So, type of a thing. And then that's really all I have in the description box and what I constantly try to put in the description box. So, for anyone that's new to my channel, again, my name is Christine. I have named my channel An Autistic Reader because I love to read. It's one of my passions and my special interests because I am autistic. I was diagnosed at age 36. And once I got that diagnosis, it's like everything that I've struggled with, all the negative thoughts that I've struggled with since as long as I can remember, since a child, it's like everything finally made sense. And I've had a lot of, growing up, a lot of self-loathing, a lot of self-hatred. I was very mean to myself, a lot of bad thoughts, including a little bit of self-harm. I say a little bit, but self-harm is self-harm. Anyway, so I did struggle with that, but that's also because I didn't know how to cope with what I was feeling, and then all the self-hatred, and so that diagnosis was just really liberating, and I have done so much better. There are days where I still struggle, obviously, but I have not self-harmed pretty much since after I've received the diagnosis because of how liberating it has been. That does not mean the urges have not been there, but I've been able to combat those urges a lot better, and they've become less and less frequent as I've been able to battle those and hold them off. So that's good. But yeah, so that diagnosis again was like pretty much life-saving type of a thing, because I did also have suicidal ideations and a few attempts growing up. But now that I understand why I fully did that, has been, again, like I said, very liberating and stuff like that. I wish I would have gotten the diagnosis sooner, but unfortunately that's the common occurrence with women who are on the spectrum is they get misdiagnosed. I had doctors say it's OCD. Well, I have OCD tendencies and I am stubborn. Part of it because I'm just stubborn, and partly because of the autism. Certain things are hard to relinquish and change and things like that. So it's been really good, and now I've lost my train of thought because my mom just got home. So anyway, it's been really good. If you're able to go, please get a diagnosis if you think you're on the spectrum. And I know in some areas it's extremely expensive and extremely hard to get in, and that sucks. So that's just for those of you who are new. Anyway, so that'll be it for this video. So until next time, please stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I'll talk to you later.